Hey guys, AB out here. I just want to show y'all a little hack of modification that I learned on YouTube, watching it. And basically it's a little modification you could do to your Ruger Charger or 1022. And basically what happens is you'll notice a lot of people, when you get these BX25 mags, they're a little narrower than the 10 rounder square mag. And you'll notice when you get it, when you put the magazine inside the magazine well, sometimes you get a little bit of play or a lot of play, and sometimes that could lead to failure to feed inside the port. So I was online and I saw another guy, I forget his name, he did this modification, because a lot of guys, what they'll do on that ridge right here is they'll put some of that duct tape or black nylon tape to kind of build the magazine out a little bit. And you could do that, or you can do this mod that I'm going to show you that basically takes the plunger that holds the mag in place and it moves it out a little bit so it captures pressure on the back of the magazine well a little better than it normally would. So I'm just going to show you that. Here's the lower part, and then this is the part that they're talking about. When you put the magazine in here, there's a plunger right here. This plunger is a spring, and it basically it basically puts force against the back of the magazine and it holds it forward, pushes it toward this plate right here, and the plunger's on the back. So what you could do, if you take this apart, I'll show you guys. I'll take this, there's two pins here, and you just, these pins, actually I'm going to replace these pins. These are some TK upgraded receiver pins, and they have a metal bushing in there which holds them in place so you don't have to lose them, because I lost these the other day. And you just take these two pins out, right here and right here, and these, like I said, they're very loose, and then you just pull out the trigger assembly. Okay, and you keep everything, and what you want to do is you want to remove this pin right here, and it takes this lever out that basically goes against this plunger. Okay, this plunger has a spring and this lever sits on it. So I just got a small piece of let me take that out, and now you'll see when you push the plunger in with your finger, this comes out the bottom. So if you look inside here, there's the plunger, there's the spring, and it goes inside this hole, and then basically when it's inside of that hole, this assembly basically rests up inside here. See how that mates on the back and the front, and basically the material on here dictates how far this will press out into the chamber or where the magazine sits. So if you remove space here on this with a file or the sandpaper, do a little bit at a time, you remove it, and that will allow the plunger to go a little bit forward, because you're removing that material. You see what I mean? So it pushes it out further. But you won't want to do too much, because if you get it to where it sticks too far out of this bell housing here, you see that lip? You definitely don't want to go past that. See how it's got that lip on it? If you go up past that lip, it's going to wiggle. So you want to keep it, you know, inside of that housing area. Just like that. Kind of inside but out as far as you can without going outside of it. So basically I've been doing that with a file or sandpaper. I could use regular sandpaper, and then I just do a little bit of time. Again, it's on this edge. So this is where the hole is, and that's the edge. Actually, that's the edge I've been removing it. So we just do a little bit at a time with it. Just sand it. A little bit at a time. And then we'll put that back into the gun. And then again, you just stick the plunger back in. And then you stick this piece. This piece goes right inside there. It's hard to do it, but on the screen. And then you got to line that hole back up with that roll pin. Sometimes you got to wiggle it a little bit to get the roll pin. Basically, the other part of that, I was using a small Allen key just to hold it in there temporarily while I continue to take it in and out. Let me just pause this for a minute. Alright, so then what I'd like to do is I assemble it with a little Allen key just to keep that pin in there. And then it's hard to see this, but you can see the plunger is there. And then, like I said, this little button fits right behind the back of that plunger. So you don't want to take too much off, because like I said, then the plunger will come out too far, and you'll lose the way it's supposed to work. I think it may not function as it should, but you can take a little bit off, and then when you're ready, you could put it back in the receiver, and you could probably use one or two of these pins. I guess I put them both in there, and then just with the Allen key in there, try it out a couple times, and you can see there's a lot less wobble in there now than there initially was. So I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, I don't think you want to get too far to where you render this not able to work. So you can see there's not a lot of space. There's not too much space right there in the front. You see the plunger inside there. It's sticking out and it's pushing up against the magazine as it should. And seems to work fairly good. What you could do is, if you got a couple rounds, if you want, a lot of times I'll take like a 22 round and just stick one in here. And watch these pins. That's why I'm replacing these with the the spring-loaded pins, because like I said, these pins come really out quick, and you really got to watch it or tape them if you're working with this thing, because they really just fall out. And it took me like an hour to find one the other day, but there's the magazine inserted. I got a round in there. can see, rounds pretty good, and it ejects. So I think I'm pretty good with that mod. Let me try another round. I have one in here. Put another round in there just for shits and giggles here, and then we'll mate it up. Fits in there pretty tight. There it is. Ejects pretty good. Anyways, it's a nice little mod to help reduce some of the wiggle and some of the play in the Ruger 1022. So now I'm going to put this back together, and thanks for watching the video, guys. Hope it helped. Like I said, I saw this on YouTube, and it's a lot easier for me than taking all these mags and putting tape on it, and then, you know, the tape gets old, and then you got to retape it and it gets sticky, and it's just able to do this mod with the plunger. So anyways, hope it helps. Try it out, and keep shooting. Thank you, guys.